Draymond Green is always in the headlines for one reason or another. Whether it's his conflict with NBA players like Jordan Poole to Kevin Durant, his controversial comments, his dirty plays, or the chaotic personality he displays on social media. By this point, it can be assumed that if Draymond isn't in a beef, there's one simmering in the background. For Draymond, any sort of beef with another player comes as no surprise. With his larger-than-life attitude, dog mentality, and defense-first playing style. But sometimes, these beefs go too far, to the point that it ruins relationships, contracts, and even family. Over the years, Draymond Green went from an overlooked college player, picked in the second round, to becoming a 4-time NBA champion, and a key role in the greatest team in NBA history. Along the way, he has also become one of the most polarizing figures in the league, with some fans suggesting that Draymond is straight up delusional. These days, Draymond and LeBron are frequently spotted together, whether it's at Draymond's wedding or they're just partying on vacation. However, their friendship hasn't always been this smooth sailing. When the Warriors and Cavaliers were in the midst of their iconic rivalry, tensions were rising between both teams, especially between Draymond and LeBron, who were matched up together for most of the 2016 Finals series. By Game 4, the Warriors had taken a 2-1 lead, and they were on track to win Game 4 in Cleveland, until, late in the fourth quarter, an altercation took place that would change NBA history as we know it.
A finals record now for most threes by a team. Curry had a notion there to Barnes. Green and James jawing at each other while play continues. Iguodala the pull-up, that won't go. And a double foul is going to be called.
Draymond set a screen against LeBron, which would lead to LeBron knocking over Draymond. He attempted to step over Green. Draymond obviously didn't take this very kindly, and struck the king right in the groin. LeBron was issued a flagrant 1 foul for stepping over Draymond and stirring up the pot. But for Draymond, well, he got the harsher treatment. Green was fined $129,000 and awarded a flagrant 1 foul, his 4th of that playoffs, resulting in him being suspended for Game 5. Under NBA rules, a player who reaches 4 flagrant fouls in the playoffs receives an automatic 1-game suspension, leaving the Warriors without their best defender. But it wasn't just the physical aspect of this altercation that led to the two getting heated at each other. LeBron stated that Draymond took it too far. Draymond just said something that I didn't agree with. I'm all cool with the competition, I'm all fine with that. But some of the words that came out of his mouth were a little bit overboard. Being a guy with pride, a guy with 3 kids and a family, things of that nature, some things just go overboard. And that's where he took it. Although, Draymond didn't agree with this. I felt he stepped over me. You're not just gonna step over me like that. There's many routes you can take. Don't just step over me like that. We had our words, it is what it is. I don't care who you are. I'm not gonna back down from you. This suspension would hurt the Warriors' chance of winning the finals. Although at the time, the Warriors had a 3-1 lead after Game 5 with a 91% chance of winning the series, until the Cavs made the greatest comeback in NBA history and secured the championship for Cleveland. Draymond did show some maturity in an interview after the finals loss.
If I played, we win, of course. So I do feel it's my fault that we lost.
You feel it's your fault?
Absolutely my fault. But I don't feel wrong for what I did at all.
Although, until this day, he still defends his actions during the altercation and says he never should have been suspended.
Do I think I should have been suspended? No, I didn't hit him. I got upgraded to a flagrant foul for trying to hit him. Like, I tried. I definitely tried. He's on my shoulder. But I missed. The reason I was suspended were for flagrant foul accumulation points. I didn't foul him. Like, I missed. So I got a flagrant foul point after the fact. The NBA went back. So you get 4 flagrant foul points. As you know, a flagrant 2 is worth 2, a flagrant 1 is worth 1. You get 4 flagrant foul points throughout the course of the playoffs. 2 of my flagrant foul points were after the fact, NBA going back after the game and say, we're assessing Draymond a flagrant foul. I missed.
Draymond's altercation with LeBron isn't the only notable conflict he's had with a Cavaliers player. Another heated rivalry emerged with Tristan Thompson. Showing us just how intense the battles between the Warriors and Cavs were during their rivalry. This incident between Tristan Thompson and Draymond Green, though, wasn't even on the basketball court. During the 2018 finals, Tristan Thompson and Draymond Green, both playing similar roles for their teams, it was only bound for them to clash heads.
Now Green and Tristan Thompson going at it with 2.6 remaining. Thompson's been ejected. Tony Brothers immediately on the foul call.
This type of behaviour would continue throughout the series, building real tension between the two big men. Eventually, the Warriors would sweep the Cavs, leaving a sour taste in Tristan Thompson's mouth. That offseason, Draymond and Tristan were in the same Los Angeles nightclub. With all that anger boiled inside of him from being swept in the finals, Tristan Thompson saw his opportunity to let out his anger on the man that caused him all his frustration.
Let's talk to these people about you punching me.
Oh my God.
I go up to Double T. Like, hey, bro, what's up, bro? I'm just coming to holler. Dog, charge me. Charge right at me. Now, mind you, it's Delilah, tequila, drinks, floor slippery as hell. So dude charged at me. I'm sliding back.
Yeah, the tables are getting pushed. People are grabbing me. I'm like, man, what the? We were just so lame. I was like, man.
The beef that Draymond had with Tristan Thompson was one of many in 2018. But the most notable incident that year wasn't an opponent of Draymond's. It was his own teammate, Kevin Durant. In November of 2018, the Warriors were in Los Angeles, facing the Clippers. The game came down to the last play, a tie game with 5 seconds remaining in the Warriors' possession. Draymond Green proceeded to hog the ball the whole play, leading him to getting the ball stripped away from him, forcing the game into overtime. This left Durant furious, knowing he was the player who should have had the ball for a chance at a game-winning shot. What happened next would be the very reason Kevin Durant left the Warriors at the end of that season. In the timeout, Durant let Draymond know that he was frustrated with the last play. But unsurprisingly, Draymond didn't take this lightly and lashed out on KD.
The play happened. I was going to grab a rebound. He came and grabbed it. I'm thinking he's going to just toss it to me and we're going to run up court and I'm going to shoot the shot.
The whole world thinking that, not just you.
Everybody thinking
Draymond,
that.
come off the pill, my nigga. I fuck with you, but come off the rock right there. Everybody in the world knew you supposed to come off the rock.
Yeah, everybody knew that. And we all figured that would happen. And then when it didn't, I was kind of shocked. And then I was just like, oh, Dre, like, let me see that. You know what I'm saying?
I get the rebound. I take off. Clapping loud as shit. I'm like, yo, come on, I'm taking off, I'm going. I start to cross over and go across court, and in my mind, I'm already thinking like, oh, he trailing. I'm about to cross over and take this guy standing here, and I'm gonna just flip it back. He gonna step into a three. He step into a three, it's game over, we out of here.
Fact.
He stood back there clapping and kind of moseying up. So when I go across, I'm waiting to flip. He kind of not there, and I turn it over, and we go into overtime.
I'm just so confused at that point because he never, ever did nothing like that before. And everybody on the bench was confused, too. And then we came back. Then I just heard him screaming, and I was like, hold up. He usually screaming when he come back to the bench, but what is he saying? Then he started going off, and I'm just like, maybe it's because I was, like, fucking pissed that he didn't give me the rock. Because I didn't say nothing. It was just in my body language. I was just clapping and just like, fuck.
He come to the bench and he slapped the bench like, yo, pass me the fucking ball. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, I fucking crossed across, like running sideways across the top of the three-point line. I'm clearly not about to fucking shoot. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, like, fucking run then. And he like, you heard what the fuck I said, and slaps the chair. Pass me the fucking ball. So when he say, Pat, like, he doing all that, I'm like, yo, you better, like, calm the fuck down. I don't know who the fuck you talking to.
This incident would mark the beginning of the downfall for that Warriors dynasty. The team chemistry had been torn apart from that single incident, and they ended up being beaten by the Raptors in the 2019 finals. That offseason, Durant signed with the Brooklyn Nets, ending his tenure with the Warriors. Durant discussed the incident and how it impacted his decision on him leaving.
Did that play a role in you leaving Golden State?
A little bit, yeah, for sure.
You want to expand on that at all?
Yeah, I mean, your teammate talked to you that way, you think about it a bit, but, you know, We talked, like I said, we talked about it, but definitely, for sure, I'm not gonna lie about it.
Durant and Draymond finally sat down and discussed the altercation together.
How much did our argument against the Clippers drive you to ultimately lead the Warriors?
It wasn't an argument. It was the way that everybody, Steve Kerr, act like it didn't happen. Bob Myers and tried to just discipline you and think that that would put the mask over everything. I really felt like that was such a big situation for us as a group. The first time we went through something like that, we had to get that shit all out.
But unlike Draymond and KD, they fixed their relationship after their altercation. One incident that destroyed a relationship that still isn't fixed, and most likely never will be, is Draymond's relationship with Jordan Poole. In the 2022 season, the Golden State Warriors were on top of the basketball world. They had just won the championship. They had a young player in Jordan Poole who looked like he could be something special. All the while, just 2 years prior, they were the worst team in the league. That offseason, the Warriors re-signed Jordan Poole on a max contract worth $140 million over 4 years. Poole was a key piece in that Warriors run to the championship that season. He was the third leading scorer behind Steph and Clay, hitting clutch shot after clutch shot. So it seemed justified for Jordan Poole to receive a max contract. Though this didn't sit well with Draymond, as the Warriors prioritized signing 2 young players to max contracts, in Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole, who took his anger out on Poole during a Warriors practice, punching Jordan square in the face. The footage of the punch was leaked to TMZ. The Warriors hired a law firm to track down and punish the video leaker, which led to nowhere. If Draymond's public image couldn't get any worse at this point, he decided to make a documentary apology video. Most players in this situation would want to move on from a controversy like this. Just apologize, put your head down and ignore it, so hopefully it could go away faster. But Draymond wanted to release an unnecessary documentary which will bring in more attention, damaging the Warriors' chemistry even more, as Jordan Poole would be a shell of his former self, playing terribly in the 2023 playoffs, being traded to the Washington Wizards that offseason. Draymond isn't limited to just throwing punches. He's also quick to lock in a chokehold, as one of the victims of this infamous move is none other than Rudy Gobert. Let's take it back to when the 2019 All-Stars were announced. Neither Draymond or Gobert were selected to be an All-Star. Rudy, playing the best year of his career, eventually winning Defensive Player of the Year that season, didn't take this too lightly, breaking down in tears in front of the media when talking about it.
Sorry.
Draymond, of course, decided to comment on this situation, which would be the start of a beef that is still thriving to this day. I guess I should cry too, no Charlotte? Gobert then liked the following tweet that replied to Draymond. Like you cried in the parking lot for KD? 2022 is when things started to go off the rails between these two. When Draymond commented on Rudy crying after not being announced as an All-Star back in 2019, once again.
Who have you seen taking this the hardest when they have not made it?
One thing I can assure you, if I didn't make it this year, I wasn't going to cry. I can 100% assure you that. It has to be Rudy. I mean, the man cried on national television when he didn't make the All-Star team. Thank God he's made the next 3.
Stop it, Dre. Leave that man alone.
I mean, you can't cry, Chuck. I said it then. I'm going to say it now. I got killed on Twitter then. I'll probably get killed today. But you can't cry.
No, you're right.
Come on.
Right.
Gobert responded by taking the high road. It's just noise to me. If anything, when people keep talking about you, targeting you in some way, it means you're doing something right. I'm just going to keep being the best Rudy I can be, on and off the court and for my team. However, things did heat up when the incident between Jordan Poole and Draymond was trending worldwide. Rudy had a few short words to say. Insecurity is always loud. Just 6 months later, Gobert himself would be caught up in a similar situation, punching his own teammate Kyle Anderson. Draymond, never one to miss an opportunity to troll, copied Gobert's tweet. Insecurity is always loud. Now, this is when things went too far. In last season's opener, Klay Thompson and Jaden McDaniels got in an argument. As Gobert got hold of Klay, Draymond rushed over and put Rudy in a headlock. Gobert responded by saying Green's behaviour as clown behaviour. Said he knew as soon as he heard Steph was out, he knew Draymond was going to try to get ejected. Also adding, every time Steph doesn't play, he doesn't want to play without his guy Steph, so he does anything he can to get ejected. Draymond has continued to throw subliminal shots at Rudy, and this beef seems like it is far from over. Another player who has been a direct victim to one of Green's violent acts is Jusuf Nurkic. In one of the dirtiest moments in NBA history, last season, the Warriors were facing the Suns. Green and Nurkic were getting physical all game until Draymond ended the altercation by striking Jusuf Nurkic in the face.
You know, I'm not one to apologize for things I meant to do, but I do apologize to Jusuf because I didn't intend to hit him. I sell calls with my arms. I don't fall or to sell a call. I'm not a flopper. So I was just selling the call because he was grabbing me and pulling my hip back. So I spun away, and unfortunately, I hit him.
What's going on with him? I don't know. Personally, I feel like that brother needed help. And I'm glad he not try to choke me, but at the same time, it nothing to do with basketball, man. Like, I'm just out there trying to play basketball, you know, they're swinging.
After this incident, Draymond received counseling and was slapped with a second suspension for the season, the first one stemming from the Rudy Gobert situation. The duo had another tense face-off in their next matchup, taunting each other back and forth. Nurkic would criticize Draymond's actions after the game.
Maybe take me through how that went tonight.
I mean, it's sad. He didn't learn anything, man. It's just a matter of time. He's going to knock somebody else again. So take everything back what I said. You don't deserve a chance. So that's it for me.
Draymond, of course, once again, the beef would continue with Jusuf Nurkic responding in a tweet. All good, bad boy. Just don't stay too long on podcasts. Gonna be late for therapy session. But that's not the end of it, as Jusuf Nurkic would take to Twitter once again by posting a gif of the end of the Looney Tunes show that said, "That's all folks," in reference to the end of the Warriors season, which ended just short of the playoffs. This would backfire almost immediately at Jusuf Nurkic, as the Suns would get swept in the first round by the Timberwolves, and Draymond had a field day with this.
Big Softy wanted to tweet after we lost, want to post pictures. That tweet spoiled so fast. Like, that's spoiled milk. And yeah, that is all, folks. So, you got to be really careful when you're not that successful.
As if Draymond had not embarrassed Jusuf Nurkic enough, he posted a story showing Nurkic has the worst playoff win percentage in NBA history, saying, "Hope that brother gets the help he needs." You might think that Draymond's hit on Nurkic was unnecessary. Well, that will look like play fighting once you find out what he did to Damontas Sabonis. During the 2023 playoffs, the Warriors were facing the Kings and were trailing 1-0 in the series. In Game 2, the Warriors were playing terribly, missed open layups, being outmatched physically, struggling to take care of the ball. It all came to a head during the fourth quarter, when Draymond got tangled up with Sabonis, ending up with Green stomping on Sabonis' chest. Draymond was ejected immediately, while Sabonis was issued a technical foul for grabbing Draymond's leg.
Take us through, from your perspective, what happened in that sequence with Draymond.
Let's play our basketball. Look at the fans. This is it, We're here to fight, so every time we step on the floor, we're going to give everything for our teammates and the franchise.
Do you have any animosity about what happened there?
No, we're both fighting for the rebound, We fell on each other. Stuff happens. It's basketball. We got to move on next play.
Draymond did not show as much compassion.
My leg got grabbed. Second time in 2 nights. Referees just watch it. I got to land my foot somewhere. And I'm not the most flexible person, so it's not stretching that far.
So you didn't really see where you were stepping? You just kind of...
I can only step so far. I'm pulling my leg away, so it is what it is.
But it seemed like Sabonis didn't want to end the series on a good note. As the Kings lost to the Warriors in a 7-game series, when the game ended, Damontas decided to not shake Draymond's hand, which Draymond didn't appreciate at all.
Lost a lot of respect for Sabonis. You don't shake guys' hands after you lose. I don't respect that. I once left the court when we lost in Game 7 of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I went to my locker room and I sat down and I said, this don't feel right. And I walked back out on the court and I showed everybody love. You lost. Deal with it. Pay your respect. That was whack to me.
It seems like Draymond may never fully outgrow getting caught up in incidents like the ones we've discussed. By the time his career wraps up, there's a good chance he'll be leading for the most ejections in NBA history. Well, at least that's one thing he can lead in.